Hi, and welcome to week 4. Yes, we're a quarter of the way through the semester already. It seems to be flying by. I'm going to explain the activities for this week. The first activity, as always, is the video. You are viewing that right now. The second activity is to complete a pre-survey in regards to social emotional learning. The social emotional curriculum is as important as the academic curriculum, and it has been proven that students do better academically when they have participated in a social emotional curriculum. So in this course, you will be learning more about the content of a social emotional curriculum while we work with children's literature. I'm going to ask you to take this pre-survey, and here is the link. You can click on the link here and it will take you to the survey. It's a short survey. It does require some responses. Don't worry if you don't know anything about social emotional learning. Don't worry if you know a lot about social emotional learning, because we will be working on social emotional learning as we learn more about children's literature. This is the framework we're going to use for our social emotional learning. You're welcome to look at it, but you don't need to for the survey. But if you just take a look at it, we'll be using it this semester. This week in Literacy Circle, you'll discuss your culturally diverse book. Don't forget to blog about your book, and I will grade your blog as you write it, submit it, and I can get feedback back to you, and that way you then can make the corrections you need to make, if there are any at all, to get all of the points you want for your blog. Remember, each posting is worth 25 points. When you have created all 8 postings for your blog, or you blogged 8 times for the 8 books that we have read, then you will receive 200 points, or there's a possibility of 200. And I love to give extra credit if you have exceeded my expectations, so you could actually receive some extra credit for that major assignment as well. What I'd like you to do next is to take a look at the Sandwich Swap book. It's, I think, an adorable book, but I would like you to view the video of the book, The Sandwich Swap, and then read the article below about the book. The article is called Drawing Their Lines in the Sandwich. How does this book touch on the questions of multiculturalism as suggested by the author of the article? How do the illustrations help the text to touch on the questions of multiculturalism as well? What did you experience once you read the book or viewed the video? Post your response in this Dropbox. The next activity, or the last independent activity this week, is to view the PowerPoint that is here. It's on the presentation of cultural diversity. There are 4 categories of cultural diversity which are identified in this PowerPoint. You are to locate images or synopses of 2 books from each category and create a document of your selection. Post this document in the Dropbox. So you need to create 2 images and synopses of 2 books from each category. Now, I don't know if you know this, but in most of these, when you have the down arrow, you can click the down arrow and it will bring up the article or the PowerPoint presentation here. Sometimes you have to download it because it doesn't look as it should, but in this case, this does work out well, and I wanted to point that out to you in case you didn't notice that. You're going to add your work at the bottom of this, as you usually do. And this week we have a group activity other than the literacy circle. You'll complete your literacy circle discussion, but you're also going to look at the group discussion for week 4. This will not be your literacy circle. This will be a group of other members in the class. And this is what you will do. The following articles below relate to the categories in the PowerPoint presentation. The best books can break down stereotypes and the way we look at different cultures. These books can surprise us, whether they are close to home or abroad. They can change how we see ourselves. They extend the phrase, like me, to include what we thought was strange or foreign. As a group, each member of the group should select an article, read the article, and as a group respond to the following questions. How did these articles help your group better understand cultural diversity? What information did you glean from the article that was new or interesting to you? What did you learn about teaching cultural diversity literature in a classroom? You're going to have a discussion in your responses to these questions. You're going to post a brief synopsis of your article for the others in your group. You should revisit the textbook and reread pages 23 through 28 in order to include that information in your group's discussion. And then you're going to post your synopsis by Wednesday and then discuss the questions posted above. So what this will look like is that all of you will post your synopsis of the article you selected. If there happens to be 4 in your group and there's only 3 articles here, 2 members read the same article, but at least you'll have representation of each article in your group. And then write your responses to the questions that I have posted here, and then go back another time, at least once, you don't have to go more than once, and respond to some of the comments that your group members have made. So there is a discussion, we'll call it, amongst your group with these articles. There won't be a discussion that you'll have all at the same time, but you'll be able to read each other's comments and comment on that. And that's the group work besides your literacy circle that you'll also have this week, and then your independent activities. That's it for week 4. Don't forget, if you have questions, please check with either your literacy group members or your colleagues if you know them. And if they can't provide the response for you, please check with me. Otherwise, I'll see you online.